I'm working on a list counting down the best Cars diecast of 2023, decided by all of you. So make sure you check out the link in the pinned comment to vote for the best new release and re-release of 2023. Answers will be used in an upcoming video. Thank you. Hello everybody, and welcome to a brand new series on the channel. Introducing Ty's Cars Book Club, the series where we take a look at only the finest pieces of literature that have to do with the Disney Pixar Cars series. Guys, I've wanted to do a book review series for a very, very long time. I own several Cars books of wild varieties of quality, and I thought it would be really fun if I did a series going through and reviewing all of them. Sort of going page by page through some of the kids' storybooks I have and doing maybe longer reviews for novels or chapter books or other things. I was inspired to do this by a few videos I've done in the past, my Cars magazine review, and my review of my own old Cars book, the one and only iconic Lightning McQueen and the New Car. So I've been wanting to do a series going through other Cars books I own for a very long time, and I thought this would be a perfect one to start with. This is the first issue of a Cars 2 comic adaptation from, let me double check, I believe this was, August 2011. So right after the movie came out, I got this, and I've always been pretty fascinated by it for a few reasons. Up first is a full comic adaptation of Cars 2, and second, well, you see, it's issue 1 of 2. When I first got this, I was shocked to see the fact that they were going to tell the whole story of Cars 2 in only 2 issues. This comic ends, if I'm remembering correctly, like after the Tokyo airport section. I never picked up issue 2, and I have never understood how they put the entire, most of the movie in only 1 issue. How rushed is that? Or is the first half of Cars 2 really just the beginning up to the Tokyo section? I don't know. And since I never got the second issue, unfortunately we won't know. But what we will know is, how well does this comic adapt Cars 2? Well, let's find out. I'm very excited to crack this open because I have not read it in almost a decade. So I'm very excited to go over this with all of you guys. So let's begin. Cars 2, the graphic novel, limited series, 1 of 2. We've got some nice cover art here of McQueen and Francesco. This was $5 when it came out, and you can see it was published by Disney Comics and Marvel, which is pretty interesting. When you go on the inside, you could see, it was published by Marvel, which I find pretty interesting because Marvel doesn't usually handle Disney's comics for like kids franchises. Usually that's handed off to Boom or IDW, who did some of the other Cars comics, so I always found that pretty interesting. Anyway, as you can see, the manuscript's been adapted by Alessandro Ferrari. Ferrari, how fitting! Layout was done by Antonello D'Elena, penciled by Valentino Ferlini, Emilio Grasso, and Luca Usai, ink by Michele Frere, paint by Paco Di Saccio, and a bunch of other artists and such listed here. Shout out all of you guys. As you can see, instead of crediting an author, they credited a manuscript adapter, so this seems to be going off of a script of Cars 2. What I always found really interesting about this was that it opens with some little character guides using actual stock art. On this side we have "Whoever finds a friend finds a treasure," a very nice quote from the movie from Uncle Topolino. And now we're going to get into these character bios. Team 95, Lightning McQueen from USA, stock race car, worldwide celebrity, winner of 4 Piston Cups, permanent resident of Radiator Springs, custom paint job, and real headlights. Now, Cars 2 makes a big deal out of McQueen finally getting real headlights. We even see it on screen after all the jokes in the first movie that, he doesn't have actual headlights. This always had such interesting details to me. I thought it was very interesting that Lightning has 4 Piston Cups at this point. We know that at the time of Cars 3, according to Meet the Cars and some other reference books from around that time, Lightning has a total of 7 Piston Cups, having him tied with the king for winningest race car in Piston Cup history. So, at the time of Cars 2, Lightning's already got 2 Piston Cups. As you can see, Team 95, Lightning's pit crew, permanent residents of Radiator Springs, and it sort of goes over what everyone does on the pit crew. Fillmore, fuel supply manager. Luigi, tire pressure. Guido, tire mechanic. Sarge, suspension check. And Mater is the team fun manager. More proof that Mater does nothing for the crew chief other than emotional support. Thank you very much. And over here, ooh, this is so cool, guys. I haven't opened this in years. I completely forgot about this. You can see the World Grand Prix with some bios for some of the racers. And, of course, Miles Axelrod, who you're not supposed to know is evil. Miles Axelrod, former oil baron, a sleek SUV, host of the World Grand Prix. He invented all in all, a new alternative fuel. Wow. What an amazing quote. Good to be here. Why are the quotation marks under? Is this a printing error? Why are the quotes under his line? Oh no. Oh wait, we missed Lightning's quote. I'm a preeminent world famous race car. Yeah, I think Miles's quote is accidentally put in the wrong place. That's a little awkward. Francesco says, from Italy, Formula race car, international Formula racer champion, fast with a young look. What? Lightning's main opponent. And then we have a breakdown of several of the other racers, but actually not all of them. You can see, I like the fact that they break down some specifics. Shu, LMP, Jeff, Nigel, and Miguel are all labeled as GT cars, or all as a rally race car. Max Chanel, WTC, Carlo Velosa, LMP. And for some reason, Lewis and Rip are missing. But okay. Then we have the good and the bad. Finn McMissile, master British secret agent, sleek and timeless design, ultra cool gadgets and weaponry. Man, I love Cars 2 marketing, trying to make you remember just how epic and cool all of them are. Rod Redline, he's a great American secret agent, let me tell you. He's great. He's so great, he'll die. The good ones, they want to defeat the mysterious big boss. The bad ones, they work for a mysterious big boss. I feel like those lines from this comic have stuck in my head for years at this point. Not the big boss. Diabolical weapon designer, he wants to sabotage World Grand Prix racers. Acer, green lemon. Grem, orange lemon. Yeah, they kind of got the short end of the stick, didn't they? Anyway, now we could finally move on to the actual comic, but not before we subscribe to Thor today. Do it. Subscribe to Thor. Ugh, he demands it. Okay, anyway. We start off somewhere in the North Pacific on a mysterious oil derrick. A secret agent is on a mission. So you can see they immediately cut out the entire opening section with Krabby. Come on, guys, these crates aren't going to unload themselves. Too many cars here, out of my way. Professor Z! Interesting that Finn here has had his dialogue replaced with a thought balloon. Instead of whispering Professor Z, he thinks it. Here it is, Professor. You wanted to see this before we loaded it? Yes. Show me, please, very carefully. A TV camera. What does it do anyway? I think in the movie he says, what does it actually do? But okay. None of your business. As you can see, adaptations like this are typically based off of earlier scripts. So a line like that could easily be changed. I think saying, what does it do anyway, is a lot more vague than what does it actually do. Saying, what does it actually do, immediately lets people know that it doesn't work like a regular camera. While I understand removing the Krabby scene, I think at the very least you should have kept in a couple of panels that adapt the Leland Turbo scene. As Leland Turbo going missing is the entire reason as to why Finn is there. Without that explained, there's no way of telling us why Finn is here. Yeah, the narration box just goes, a secret agent is on a mission, but, okay, why? Why is he on the mission? We aren't told here. What are you up to, Professor? Who are you working for? Now he goes across on his little zip lines. The zip line, in the movie, don't they come out of there and there? Here they're shot from his undercarriage. Okay. This is valuable equipment. Make sure it is properly secured for the voyage. Uh-huh? It's Finn McMissile. Kill him. Oh, I always love when people write oh as oh instead. Professor Z's minions chase Finn down the derrick. Cuts to a guy named Derek, and the cars are just driving down his back until they finally surround him on top of the helipad. You are trapped. I remember when Grem says that. If you say so. For the record, in the movie, I'm pretty sure Grem and Acer are not there on the oil derrick, right? Also, none of these guys have their masks. Come on, guys. Wear your masks. Wear your masks. Protect yourselves from the fire. Scree, rat-a-tat. I'm the worst at reading comic sound effects. Falling into the water, McMissile eludes his enemies. He'll drown. Finn McMissile is dead. Wunderbar. With Finn McMissile gone, who can stop us? And escapes. Ooh. Yeah, so as you can see, they've cut the entire section where Finn is chased on his hydrofoils and the whole section with the lemons on the boat. Instead deciding to... Like, that's pretty interesting. Finn escapes through the oil derrick, goes off on his hydrofoils, gets shot down, and survives underwater. Here, instead, he simply jumps off, and they're like, oh, he drowned. He's dead now. So instead of having him get shot at, which makes it a bit more believable, here he just drowns. They just think he's drowned. That, I don't think, is a censorship thing. Obviously, they still say, like, oh, kill him. It's still, to the same level as the actual movie. I think any cuts here were simply cuts made for time. Now, we move to Radiator Springs. Now, Tomater at your service, Otis. You're leaking oil again, but on the bright side, this is your 10th tow this month, and it's on the house. You're the only one that's nice to lemons like me, Mater. Hey, don't sweat it. These things happen to everyone. Yeah, but you never leak oil. Yeah, but I ain't perfect. Hey, is Lightning McQueen back yet? Instead of being a drawing, they just straight up took the sign from the movie, because why not? Not yet, but I wish he'd hurry up, because we got a whole summer's worth of best friend fun to make up for, just me and Lightning. And instead of, having the whole sequence with Mater and McQueen yelling at each other, they immediately meet up. Again, a lot of cuts here made for time just to adapt it into a single comic issue. And this panel... What is this? Most of the stuff in this comic isn't all that weird. I thought, okay, this could be a fun video where I just casually go through this old Cars comic and we talk about, oh, how well does it adapt Cars 2? It's not going to have anything weird in it. I completely forgot about the fact that Lightning has a whole team of Rusty's Pitties in this comic, in this one panel. Yeah, we could complain about the fact that Mac is in his Cars 1 design, or the fact that these Pitties have white hats, which is not what McQueen's Pitties looked like in the first movie. But let's just complain about the fact that there are 3 random Rusty's Pitties that don't exist in canon. Mater, it's so good to see you. Welcome back. Now that best friends are back together, the fun can begin. Relax, these train tracks haven't been used in years. Run! How can you run your car? Woo! Confused galloping gear grinder. And go on all day long. Uh-oh, this doesn't look good. Maybe knocking him over with our horns wasn't such a good idea, Mater. Honk. So they were like, guys, we could only have the scene done in 2 panels. We could only do this scene in just 2. So instead of having them drive up and honk in the first panel and have him tipped over, knocking him away in the second, just give Lightning a whole line about the fact that he's already been knocked over with their horns. Make it sound as unnatural as possible. I gotta say, I don't remember it trimming out this much of the movie. It's kind of awkward. Like, Mater goes, relax, these tracks haven't been used in years. But we don't have any lines regarding the fact that McQueen is scared. There are a lot of lines here that are just very awkwardly cut. It's fine. You could pick it up through context clues, but it is just kind of awkward. That night, after a whole day of fun, we don't have the scene where Mater gets upset that Lightning wants to spend time with Sally, which establishes the overarching arc of the movie, which is that Mater is kind of too reliant and too clingy, and McQueen is annoyed by that, Lightning McQueen and Sally are enjoying a romantic evening together at the Wheelwell restaurant. Mater's taking care of drinks. Again, doesn't establish the fact that Mater made himself be a waiter just to spend time with McQueen, while everybody else's attention is directed towards the Mel Dorado show. He sold his oil fortune, converted himself into an electric car, and devoted his life to finding a renewable, clean-burning fuel. Wait, Lightning and Sally are enjoying a romantic evening, and then they are here. Okay. They're watching too, why not? Now he claims to have done it, once again cutting out significant parts of the movie regarding Lightning and Mater's relationship, where Lightning only kind of comes in because Mater is on the phone, you know? Well, I guess they were kind of watching beforehand, but still, you get my point. Now he claims to have done it, and to show the world what his new super fuel can do, he's created a racing competition like no other. The first World Grand Prix. Welcome, Sir Miles Axelrod. Thank you, Mel. And on satellite, we have a World Prix competitor. Just a World Prix. No Grand. It's not Grand anymore. Sorry. I love how he goes, thank you, Mel, and then says nothing else. He's just like, thanks, Mel. Here's another guy. And on satellite, we have a World Prix competitor, one of the fastest cars in the world, Francesco Bernoulli. It's an honor, Senor Dorado, for you. Miles, why not invite Lightning McQueen to the race? Huh? What? Angry Mater moment. We invited him, but he's taking some time off to rest. Look at this guy's face and tell me he's not secretly the villain of this movie. We invited him, but he's taking some time off to rest. He would not have a chance against Francesco. Let's go to the phones now from Radiator Springs. Look at how angry he is. Yeah, that Italian feller can't talk that way about Lightning McQueen. He's the bestest race car in the world. If he is, then why must he rest? 'Cause he knows what's important. Every now and then he prefers to slow down, enjoy life. Uh-oh. I love how Guido's just having the time of his life. Guido's just watching the chaos unfold. He's so happy to see Lightning McQueen get insulted on public television. Anyway, things are about to get awkward. Not just because I realize the next several pages are completely ripped out of the comic, so we're going to have to be careful there, but because now Lightning and Sally drive up and are watching it. Ignore the fact that a page ago they were watching it. Woo! You heard it. Lightning McQueen prefers to be slow. That ain't what I meant. Mater? Let me tell you this. Lightning could drive circles around you. Driving in circles is all he can do. No, I love that you can't tell if it's coming from Francesco or from Mel or from Miles. Once again, just condensing the story so much is really detrimental to the storytelling of Cars 2. I don't talk about this a lot in my videos, but I've written a comic series. I do it in my spare time. It's not something I share online, but just for fun. I've written a comic book series with some friends of mine for over 10 years now, and it's always so important. Like pacing is one of the most important things when you're writing a comic. You know, you always have to make sure it's pacing and making sure the readers know what's going on. It's very easy to write a comic and do the art and think that it makes sense because it makes sense in your head. You know, you think the drawings make sense and everything lines up because you understand what's happening from panel to panel. But you have to be very clear while drawing comics and while writing to make sure everything lines up and is as consistent as possible and that the story gets across in the best way. Here, I think it's so rushed, it cuts out lines that are important to the story and really just doesn't... There's no space for things to breathe. If I were formatting this, I would make sure Mel has several panels where he can introduce Miles Axelrod and explain everything. The movie knew to make that a montage showing a wide variety of different clips of racers and other things to make sure that you knew this was important. You know, it's not just cutting back and forth with very little going on. You know, I mean, look, the introduction of the Royal Grand Prix is just in this little narration box. You know, I wish they spent a bit more time doing these things. And obviously, yeah, they have time constraints. I think the main problem with this comic is the fact that they want to recap all of Cars 2 when we're only given 2 issues to do it. If you spread it out to the length of a normal Marvel miniseries, which tends to be roughly 5 issues, it wouldn't be a problem at all. You know, even if you split it into 3 issues, this pacing issue would not be present. But because they have so little time and space to do this, So much of the movie is being cut out. This is like the Cliff Notes of Cars 2. Anyway, Mel, can we move on? Francesco needs a caller who can provide more intellectual stimulation than a dump truck. There's no way of them knowing he's a dump truck. Hi, this is Lightning McQueen. I don't appreciate my best friend being insulted like that. Your best friend, Francesco, is different. He does not have to surround himself with tow trucks to prove how good he is. Okay, that came out of nowhere, buddy. Those are strong words for a car that's so fragile. Ooh, here's the thing. It's the thing he says. Fragile. He calls Francesco fragile. This sounds like something that needs to be settled on the racetrack. What do you say, Lightning? I'm in. Ka-chow. And here we are, once again, missing all the scenes of him talking with Sally about how he wants to rest and relax and break and how he doesn't want to go back into racing, but it's Mater's stupidity, Mater picking a fight that causes him to go in. With all that removed, now it just looks like Lightning's got a little tiny petty rivalry with this guy, and now he needs to prove himself. Again, the concept of Mater doing things that bother McQueen, it's absent from here. McQueen's feelings are not taken into account. Like they just don't address what McQueen wants here. Or why he doesn't want to race. You know, they could definitely do a better job with that. Even if you just... I know they're working on a manuscript of Cars 2, but if you could just include some of the lines there, even if you have to shuffle what scene they're in, to know you're cutting scenes, but still, at the very least, include those important lines, I think. Tokyo, Japan. Okay, now we're already in Tokyo. Not even like a panel of a travel montage. That's all right. Tokyo, Japan, where the first WGP race will take place. Lightning McQueen is here with his pit crew, Fillmore, Sarge, Guido, Luigi, and for the first time, his best friend Mater. Actually, it's not the first time. Mater is with his crew in the first movie. Shoot, the WGP party is huge. Not a line from the movie. Mater, listen, this isn't Radiator Springs. Things are different over here. Which means, I'm sorry, I need to not do that. Which means maybe you should, you know, act a little different. Different than what? Mater's not sure what that means. Wow, see, since we never really established the fact that Lightning is upset with what Mater's been doing, why does he want him to act different? Other than the fact that it happened in the movie. Oh, hey, wait, look what happens immediately after. Woo! Oh, wow, look how much is chopped here. Wow, the whole scene with him meeting Francesco and embarrassing McQueen. Once again, McQueen being embarrassed, being cut. We jump immediately to the wasabi scene. Being careful. Oh, wait, hold on. Guys, they also cut the Zen Master scene. No, they're cutting every scene that establishes McQueen being upset with Mater. Other than the oil leak scene. That's here. Oh, that means I cut the party scene too. You could cut the Jeff scene, I guess. You could cut Jeff and Lewis. No, actually you can't. Because it's once again Mater embarrassing McQueen in front of his friends. When they go, oh, check out that tow truck. I wonder who he's with. The whole point is to establish McQueen is embarrassed by Mater. And it's fine that when you have to cut it down, it's fine to cut down some of those segments where it happens. But again, you've cut down all of them except for like the last one here. Being careful, not mistaking hot wasabi for pistachio ice cream. I'll get one of those. There you go. They're making the narration boxes do so much heavy lifting. You know, like not including, again, the lines where Mater goes up and is like, hey, I want some of that pistachio ice cream. And just randomly being like, by the way, he thinks wasabi's pistachio ice cream. Like, okay. Okay, we'll just not set that up. During Lightning's introduction, thank you so much for having us, Sir Axelrod. Also, I like the fact that they haven't even, we haven't seen any of the other World Grand Prix racers in this entire scene at the party. You couldn't even, draw them in the background and, this scene. Least you could do is just sneak them in down here, guys. Come on. Anyway. Oh, the pleasure is all ours. You and your team bring excellence and professionalism to this competition. Was probably part of the message. Uh-oh. Ah, somebody get me water! Sweet relief, sweet relief. Mater? He's a little excited, isn't he? Mater, you have to get a hold of yourself. But wait, I never leak oil. Never! I also love the fact that my main complaint has been that they take, they don't spend enough time telling the story. And then we have huge gaps here in the bottom of the page when you could have fit a few more panels. Not the lightning pace this comic moves at. You could have, thrown another whole scene in there. Meanwhile, on a catwalk above the party, excuse me, leaking oil, where's the bathroom? Not a match. A Volkswagen Common Ghia has no radiator. That's because it's air-cooled. I'm Agent Holly Shifwell, Diagnostics. I have a message from London. Did they learn something about that camera? Nothing out of the ordinary, I'm afraid. But an American agent was able to get a photo of the car who's running the entire operation. The car Professor Z is working for? Good. I don't think that's what he did. Is it? Wait. Oh, right. I think did he get the picture of the hood? No. Whatever. The American is here tonight to pass the photo to you. Yeah. It's the picture of the hood. Exactly. Yeah. He'll signal you when he's ready. Change of plan. Those chaps were on the oil platform. If they see me, the whole thing's fouled. You're meeting the American. What? Me? No. I'm technical. I'm not a field agent. You are now. In the meantime, inside the bathroom. Welcome to the bathroom. Please sit quietly and let us do the work for you. Yeah, that's what they say in that scene. You're right. Whoosh, frush, no wait, Okay, McMissile, I'm here. It's time for the drop. Oh, wow, they didn't include Rod changing from lemon form to... Really? Wait, that's really surprising. I thought at the very least they'd have him transforming back. Interesting. Once again, cutting out some of the context. I will say, I just want to take a moment to compliment the art. Rod looks really good. Like, I really do love the artwork here. Ding, ding, ding. Finn, the American has activated his tracking beacon. Roger that. Move in. But someone else was faster than Holly. Screech, vroom, luckily, chwack, oof. Hey, a gremlin and a pacer. No offense, but you guys break down harder than my cousin Betsy after she... Wow. Don't even have him say after she was left at the altar. Cowards! Hey, tow truck, we'd like to get our private business here. To get our private business here? Don't you mean... Oh, get to our private business here. Just get our business. Okay, sorry. Bzz. Oh, there we go. Mater's been given the thing. It's him. Oh, once again, they remove the whole segment of Holly not wanting to go into the bathroom. Hello, a Volkswagen Common Ghia has no radiator. Of course, that's because it's air-cooled, and also, perfect. We should find somewhere more private. I think cutting the segment of Holly not going into the bathroom, her saying she doesn't want to, is perfectly fine. If anything, the less of the bathroom scene we have, the better. That's, in my opinion, an example of a cut that works out perfectly fine. You still explain the fact that, Holly, she didn't get there in time. That's fine. You don't have to include the whole scene of her being like, I don't want to go in the men's bathroom. You know? So you just show that Grumman Acer got there before Rod, and they beat him up. I think that's an example of a good scene cut that doesn't remove any major part of the story. Yeah, in the movie, if Holly got there, but beforehand, then maybe she could have done something. But that is still established here when they simply say that someone else was faster than Holly. Anyway, gee, don't you think that's a little... You're right, impossible to find one here. When can I see you? Well, tomorrow I'll be at the races. Good. Got it. Sorry. We'll rendezvous then. Rendezvous? Like a date? Shoot! Now, we move on to, just one of the most intense scenes in the movie. The part where they blow up the Bruce Campbell car. Later, at the industrial docks. All in all, thanks, fellas. I hear this stuff is good. I found that there's one small weakness. When hit with a blast of radiation, it becomes extremely dangerous. Wait. Why are we formatting it like this? This speech bubble comes before this one. Why is it here? That makes you want to read 1, 2, 3 instead of 1, 2, 3. So you think, but after close examination, I found that there is one small weakness. When hit with a blast of radiation, it becomes extremely dangerous. The best part of this is the fact that, they're trying to show that Professor Z is talking from off-panel, but it does kind of look like Rod saying it. And this camera is actually an electromagnetic radiation emitter. The all-in-all will heat to a boil, causing your engine block to crack. I can replace an engine block, yes, but after full exposure, there will be nothing to replace. Now, before that, we need to know something. You talked up a lot of cars at the party. Which one's your associate? This one? No! How about him? Once again, just no pacing here, skipping over every other car he shows. That's him. That's the one. Yes, we'll find the second agent and kill him. Wow, look at that. We see Rod explode on panel here. instead of off screen like in the movie. Okay. Now we get to the race, where it once again looks like we see no World Grand Prix racers. Guys, what are you doing? Other than here, I guess. Let's see. Do they even have the right amount? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11. Yeah, I think we're good. Welcome to the inaugural running of the World Grand Prix. All these great champions together for the first time, Daryl. Yes, Brent. Who are Daryl and Brent? I can't see them. They weren't in the introduction pages at the front of the comic. All in all, is making its debut tonight as required fuel for all of them. Speed. I am Speed. Mad. I am mad. You are Speed, then Francesco is triple speed. Francesco is triple speed. See, without having another panel where we see Francesco saying it in a mocking way, it's just him saying it twice. He's so getting beat today. Another case of them replacing a whispered line with a thought. Here come the lights. The race begins. Lightning McQueen and Francesco duel for the inside line as they head toward the first turn, and none of the other racers do anything, and they're not even in the background here. At Lightning's pit, the crew's at work. His suspension stats look good. Tire pressure is excellent. He's got plenty of fuel, and he's awesome. This is a really good adaptation of the shot in the movie, where we go from Mater to Mater on the screen. That looks really good. Why is he in the pits? He's so exposed. It's his cover, and one of the best I've seen too. Look at the detail of that rust. It must have cost him a fortune. But why hasn't he contacted us yet? There's probably heat on him. Be patient. As the racers, all two of them, head into the Palace hairpin, Francesco builds an early lead, but here comes the dirt track section, of course. Lightning, time to make your move. Get on the outside and show him what Doc done taught you. 10-4, Mater. Who's Doc? Who is Doc? I'm just now remembering that this comic doesn't include the scene where we address Doc's death. And they didn't even, the least I could have done was include a narration box with that quote from Brent and Daryl and David, who seems to not be here at all, mentioning the fact that Lightning is good on the dirt track because he was mentored by Doc. Oh, Francesco is brought to a screeching halt, and Lightning McQueen is the first to take advantage. Nice call, Mater. Keep it up. Watch. Play. Read. More on MarvelKids.com. Let's see what epic, funny sillies are going on with Iron Man and Wolverine. Man, I love these barbecues. Me too, but I remember last time we had a lot of trouble with mosquitoes. No problem this time. I hired a crop duster. Vroom, here comes Falcon, dusting crops. Wow, so funny. Is that the Enchantress? Who put the Enchantress in this? Okay, this is it. Men, the final battle. Dormammu? They're fighting Dormammu? The Silver Surfer, I need you to take out the dread Dormammu. Wolverine, I'm counting on you to take out the Abomination. Yeah, and what are you going to be doing? Me? Oh, I'll be talking out the Enchantress. The joke is that Pretty Woman and Iron Man like Pretty Woman. Thanks, Marvel. Very cool. Okay. Oh, Miguel, no! Meanwhile, on a rooftop, it is time. Roger that, Professor Z. Goodbye, number 5. I don't think they say that in the movie. Crack. Oh, Miguel Camino has blown an engine, making his first appearance in the entire race. Wow, look at all those other racers. Which ones are those? My favorite World Grand Prix racers. Unfortunately, Graham and the TV camera aren't the only danger, as Holly soon finds out. The pacer from the party last night, and 3 other cars. They're all crossing in on, oh no! Get him out of the pits, now! Can you hear me? Over. Huh? Get out of the pit, now! Do you hear me? Another panel that is really beautifully drawn. The art in this is really, really good. I know I'm making jokes about things like these background racers, but a lot of comics will just draw background characters as simply as possible, because you can't do like a full detailed drawing of Shu Todoroki that small, you know? I really do like the artwork in this. It's really good. Hey, I know you. You're that girl from the party. Do you want to do our date right now? Mater, a little too much chatter. Let's keep this line clear. Oh no, smoke from number 10. Klutchkonsky. Rip, no, buddy. I love how just in order to compact everything, lightning is always present when the cars get shot. Also, we didn't see Rip before, and he wasn't even in the character introduction page, so to the untrained eye, I legit thought this before I realized it was Rip. I thought Francesco got shot in the back. Finally, Mater leaves the pit area. You're running out of time. Get out now. Okay, okay. And gets to the back alleys. Hey, new lady friend, you like flowers? No, don't go in anywhere. Just keep moving. Mater didn't say anything about going in somewhere. Stay outside. Gotcha. Outside. This is more of the pit crew from this panel because page formatting. Whoa, I cannot believe it. Lightning McQueen suddenly moves to the outside. Grazie, arrivederci. And while that move might cost Lightning the victory, Finn is getting rid of Mater's trackers with his magnetic armored tires. Yee! Yeah! Karate style. Reading that made me very uncomfortable. Wow! A live karate demonstration! Vroom! Scree crunk! Thunk! Scree crunk. I gotta take notes of that. I gotta use that in the comic I write someday. Stop it, Mater. Just sign off. I can't, but it's too late. Francesco's the winner. Lightning's number 2. In the back alleys, our rendezvous's been jeopardized. Keep the device safe. We'll be in touch. Dad gum, did I miss our date? Honestly, kind of clever formatting here. Instead of drawing a background in, Mater's just in blank white. I kind of like that, showing his loneliness, his upsetness. I hope that was the intention. I'm not entirely sure. Also, shout out these guys for being there. The little angry cars that pop out of the flower shop. Very happy to see that they made it into the comic. Wow, this next page has some really solid art. I really like this. To recap, Lightning loses in the last lap to Francesco, and 3 cars flamed out. We actually didn't see Max get shot, but 3, yes. Leading to suggest that their fuel, all in all, might be to blame. All in all is safe. Alternative fuel is safe. Hey, Brent without a headset cameo. If I remember correctly, we just see Daryl questioning him here, not Brent. Not far away, someone else is in trouble too. I lost the race because of you. Sorry, I didn't mean to. I was going to meet my date and then saw a karate demonstration. What? Date? Karate demonstration? This is exactly why I don't bring you along to these things. Maybe if I don't know, talk to somebody and explain what happened, I could help. I don't need your help. I don't want your help. I love the fact that instead of yelling it to Mater's face, Lightning straight up is already done. He's already left. He's so mad he left. He doesn't want to do anything with Mater anymore. What to say? He just thinks it's better to leave. Oh, okay. I see how it is. We don't have space for like anything in the movie here, but we have space for Alex Carvel. I see how it is. Oh, look, Mater's in the background. Another case of just sneaking the main characters into any panel to make sure you don't forget who this is about. There he is, but luckily, come with me, please, sir, but I'm gonna miss my plane. Security guard Finn lasts a whole 2 panels. Zwat. I never introduced myself. Hey, I know you. You're that fellow from the karate demonstration. Finn McMissile, British intelligence. Toe Mater, average intelligence. You're being followed, but don't worry. I'll take care of it. Hold tight. Clang. Another page with really good art. Like, look at this. This almost looks like it's just airbrushed over the movie, honestly. Seconds later, on the tarmac, I guess that makes sense because this shot was in a lot of the trailers. So, you know, versus these other scenes they probably didn't have very high reference photos for because this came out like 2 months after the movie. That one is really well detailed. That's really I may use that one for the thumbnail. That is really nice. We're going to screenshot that. Okay. Anyway. Well, this is first class service. Hey, your karate partners are back here. Drive forward. Whatever you do, don't stop. Whoa! Grr. Thack. Whoosh. 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 A lot of whoosh. And a boomf. No way, guys. We have 4 whooshes and a boomf. Crazy. Finn, it's Sid. I'm on approach. Roger that. Come on. Get in here. Hey, it's my imaginary girlfriend. Boy, you really do want that first date, don't you? Oh, that's funny. Once again, the imaginary girlfriend line comes from Lightning's argument with Mater, and it was cut here. It was cut here. Yeah, he said, what? Date? But never made a reference to Mater having a girlfriend, which is why he calls Holly his imaginary girlfriend here. Come on, Finn, it's now or never. Whoa, scree! Sidley is missing the A113 from his tail. Absolute crime. Whoosh. Hold on! By the time you read this, I'll be safely on an airplane flying home. World Grand Prix Hotel Lobby, Tokyo. Wow, did we know this was at the hotel? I guess that's implied. I'm sorry for what I did. I don't want to be the cause of you losing any more races. Guido's not even there crying with them. Luigi and Guido crying is like the funniest part. And yeah, Luigi is there, but Sarge is so sad. Guido is missing. I want you to go prove to the world what I already know, that you are the greatest race car in the whole wide world, your best friend Mater. I didn't really want him to leave, but at least I know he's at home. He'll be safe. Later, aboard the spy plane Sidley, let me introduce you to. This is Finn McSomething or other. He works at the airport and got me on this jet. And Finn, this here's my date. I did never get your name. Shiftwell. Holly Shiftwell. The information on the device is downloading now. Excellent. Now we'll see who's behind this. To be continued. Bum, bum, bum. In 2 weeks. No way, guys. Oh, we could probably go pick that up now. Mater, why are you cross-eyed, buddy? Mater, buddy, you okay? Of course, this is an adaptation of that very popular piece of art that was all over Cars 2 marketing, showing lightning and an explosion. That wasn't in the movie. Wow! Thanks, ending ad. Anyway, yeah, there you have it, folks. The Marvel Comics Cars 2 adaptation, issue 1 of 2. So, how is it as an adaptation of Cars 2? I'd like to start rating these books when they're adaptations of pre-existing pieces of Cars media. And for this, I'm going to give it a solid 7 out of 10. For starters, the artwork all throughout is incredibly solid. There are some really, really well done panels. There are very few panels that stand out to me as, you know, not very good looking or poorly formatted. I think the panel formatting is very good, and the placement of characters is always pretty good, with the exception of the Meldorado show scene. But really, the biggest issue this comic suffers from is from just how bad the pacing is, just how rushed it is. And while most lines included are direct adaptations of lines from Cars 2, a lot of it is really rushed and glossed over, which, if you've never seen Cars 2 before, may leave you a little bit lost. I still am giving it a 7 out of 10, though, because it still does its job perfectly fine. It recaps Cars 2 perfectly fine, and I think if you hadn't seen the movie, you would still get the gist of things. As a very big Cars fan, though, it does bother me just a little to see how many scenes that are important to the building of the story getting cut here. It also made me realize just how stupid Cars 2 is when you read it instead of watching it. It really makes you realize how ridiculous what happens in this movie is. But yeah, I think I'm just disappointed because in a comic, you can adapt it shot for shot, scene for scene, and that's not what I'm asking for. What I'm asking for is something that, you know, adapts Cars 2 as best as possible, and I think that this falls short in a few areas, cutting out some pretty notable scenes that help build up character motivations or plot points. Major things like McQueen getting upset with Mater earlier on in the movie, or the fact that Rod Torque Redline was the gremlin on the oil derrick, or the fact that Finn is on the oil derrick because of Leland Turbo missing, makes it kind of awkward in a few places. They're not super significant things, but they do add to the quality of the story and just help explain things. And it's a shame to see some notable things are cut out of this comic and other things are really rushed through. But beyond that, I think it's a solid adaptation with some really nice artwork. I never picked up issue 2. I know this has been sold in some collected edition Cars comics over the years as a whole with parts 1 and 2 combined. I'd be very interested to see just how quickly it goes through the entire back half of Cars 2. But there you have it. What did you think of the Cars 2 comic adaptation? Do you own it? Do you have part 2? And if so, can you please tell me how many panels is Mama Topolino in the comic for? I must know. Very important question. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time for another edition of Ty's Cars Book Club. Bye now.